Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War raid. So of course we have Dhrak-zum this week, so we are restricted to specifically using troops from the kingdom of Dhrak-zum for all of raids. That does leave us with a lot of skull spam option. A new troop that ended up coming in is somewhat decent for it too if you're running into the higher level ranges, because it gets to half all the HP and armor. It won't be used too much, but it does feed into blue troops, and the synergies that it will have will be pretty solid. Unfortunately, the stream was a little bit later, as you guys saw. Windows 10 did a gigantic update today, and it ended up taking like 3.5 hours for it to download. I started downloading it at 5, assumed it would be done before the stream, but nope. Here we are at 8:30, and it's just like barely got done like 10 minutes ago. But I fixed the audio and everything. Everything should be working fine now because it messed up all that when it ended up doing the update. I think I got everything working normally again. But anyways, let's start with raids, of course, and go into there. Also, if anyone still is interested in joining the guild, we still need 14 more people. So if you're interested, we're trying to fill up ideally before Guild War next week. So if you could do about 1 million gold per week and you can just participate in raids, invasions, Guild War, all that kind of stuff, we have 14 spots left. So do let me know, because that is still pretty much half a guild that we need to fill. And ideally we want that filled before next Tuesday. Anyways, so basically a week from now. First things first. Let's start with raids. So, we are going to be running with this for the most part. It is Main Glaceon, a new troop of the how do you, on earth do you say that? I haven't actually tried pronouncing it yet. The Kreishound and the Moria, or the Mora, let's go with Mora. But she's the raid troop, of course. She gets a interesting ability in that she gets to convert all greens to Doom Skulls. This isn't the first troop that has the capability of doing this. It's a little bit weird that it has it with the hit, because now the big issue that we're going to have here, though it could be a benefit, is if we do or do not have alignment, will really determine if we can or cannot cast her. Because if we don't have alignment and we try casting her, we're just going to get skull spammed on herself, which would not be good. Is it worth using event keys this week? It's not the best week for it, but yes, if you don't have Glaceon Bloodhammer combo and you want it, it's a good week to try for that, because they're the two biggest drop spin in a drop table. Other than that, most of the drop table is pretty bad. But a good majority of this week is going to be just spamming every single one of our skull spams. Ideally into doing a Mang first, but we're still in the earlier battles, so we don't need to switch to Mang yet. Ideally with Titan. I was using a different hero class earlier, well, off stream. But of course, when you actually go and want to get to the deeper ones, you'd probably want to switch to Titan. And I still have a switch to Titan because I was going to record the video like that. Unfortunately, the update thing took way longer, which made it so I couldn't do it earlier. But again, it'll be up soon. Recorded soon after the stream and go from there. Though I might catch Salty stream tonight. I'm curious if she'll mention anything about Puzzle Quest tonight, which is the main reason. Oh, why did I take that? I had alignment on Convert. Because of course I've mentioned it multiple times, and I will keep mentioning it until it's out. But Puzzle Quest 1's HD remake is coming out this week. Thursday. We will be streaming it. I have no clue what time on Thursday, but assumably it's around noon Eastern Standard Time. That might not be the exact time though, but sometime around there it'll likely be launched. Is that enough to kill? Yeah, because we have Enrage. We also make sure to set Enrage on our hero to make sure that we will always kill through with the ability to bypass traits. Also has 1.5 times extra damage. Crystal Hound? Cryshound? Oh, I see. That's why it's called Cryshound. Because of Crystara combined with Crystal Hound. Okay, that makes a lot more sense when you put it that way. I was gonna say, like, that word looks really strange, but that makes a lot more sense now. They basically combined Crystara and Crystal Hound together to make Cryshound. That makes sense. Okay. That name makes 100 times more sense now. We'll take that. Get a Mang down. Inducing. Hopefully have Convert here. Doesn't look like we have alignment. Actually, we don't even have a skull anymore. Now they just moved that. Oh well. We don't really need the Cryshound yet. What we do need though is that Convert, and we spawn. There we go. Kill one, kill the other, dead. But hello everyone! Hello William! Hello Corn, hello Cookie, hello Isabel, hello Gustavo, hello Haley, hello Plumko, hello Jason, hello Starfang. But yeah, this event is decent to use event keys on. Mostly for Bloodhammer and Glaceon. Are the two biggest pickups that you want to get. I was considering using, instead of using this Hound, using the, what's his name? Using Bloodhammer. The reason I went against it was the enemy accidentally skull spamming us. I was slightly concerned with. Also, we can mana generate a little bit better doing it this way. Do we have alignment? No. Do we still cast it? I guess. They have a small enough amount of damage that it won't matter too much. It will matter later on, though. A lot more, if we accidentally let them have all that. And he's super dead off of Glaceon. Yeah, the main thing we'd be able to use Bloodhammer for, too, is converting all the blues to Doom Skulls, which would be nice. One of the main reasons for Krishound is we get +1 brown. +1 brown, and we get blue feeding into the other troop. I don't even really need it for its half stats cut. I mostly just need it for its mana accumulation and its +1 brown. The blues that it creates in the +1 brown. Well, that was still enough damage to kill. We'll get that down. Hopefully have alignment on something. Looks like Glaceon. Then hopefully have alignment on something else. Nope. Let's go poke. And then he dies off of the anything. I guess we'll do it with this. There we go. Super overkill. Do I know if Puzzle Quest on Switch will have 4 times speed? That we do not know. It'll have touchscreen compatibility, though. We know that. The only things we really know is it'll have touchscreen compatibility. It'll get about 100 new quests, which is almost doubling the amount of quests. It's getting a free DLC with it, as well as all the old DLC, which is mainly Plague Lord and some new Golem thing. It's getting some new accessory items, like those wearable ones, for your characters. It's getting 5 new hero classes, and it's getting a complete graphical overhaul. Those are the main things that we currently know, unless I missed one. Still no clue where there's a changelog. I don't believe there is one posted anywhere yet. Probably going to ask her tonight, because she's almost guaranteed going to mention on stream tonight. I don't see. Do we go for the hit? This is the biggest issue that we're going to have with this troop this week. It is worth casting it to kill the boss. However, we don't have alignment for it. Makes it kind of not worth casting. Because if I go for it now, it gets 4 times skull down there. I think I just have to go for it, though. Oh, there's its free 4 times skull. Didn't stop it. Oh, no, it's exactly $15 on Switch. It's cheaper everywhere else as well, if you wanted to get the non-HD remake version of it. I might even stream it some of this Wednesday, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit later in the day. Just before the HD thing comes out. That, or maybe make like a quick guide going over like some of the changes with it. More so like its differences between Gems of War, for any Gems of War players that are about to go play it. So I might just do a more general one, because there's probably a lot of people who might not even played a Match 3 game before who might pick it up. What do we take here? Take that. Grab a Glaceon, I think. We did not have alignment for that. I'm just going to go for poke. 2 pokes, actually. Go for that poke. See if we have alignment. Go for the other poke. And then hopefully this has alignment. The answer is no, somehow. Still going for it. There we go. Yeah, $15 isn't that bad for it at all. And technically it's more like $14 because of Nintendo Switch's gold coin system thing. Because it's digital download only. There's no physical copy of it. So you're automatically going to get the 75 cents back. Yeah, we'll go for Mang. Do it down there. Oh yeah, the event video will be up after the stream. Probably in a couple hours. I was going to do it before the stream, but the update just took way too long. That even delayed the stream itself, unfortunately. I was not expecting it to take that long. I know it said that it would take longer than normal. I was not expecting 3.5 hours. What do I take here? Yeah, maybe we do ditch this for Bloodhammer. It's tempting. It's very tempting. It will definitely go quicker. I'm just concerned with that later in Delves because we'd end up dying too quickly if I did. Ah, funny that wasn't red. That would have been such good alignment. I don't know what we do now. Because we kind of need alignment in order to cast either of these. Otherwise, the backfires are so huge. There we go, finally. And now he's dead. Once we get it, it just like auto wins, but getting to that point. We're getting ripped off of Battle Crashers? Why, are the Battle Crashers not working? Or are the... Wait, are they seriously dropping treasure maps? I didn't actually check. I saw that we had them. I didn't see what they were specifically dropping, though. They do drop a treasure map. Oh, what a fail. That's funny. Are they going to be doing that all week? Dropping treasure maps? Or are they going to like change the loot over the course of the week like they've done for some of the events? Because if they're dropping treasure maps the entire week, that is pretty hilarious. They might as well just not exist. Well, good time to go stock up on treasure maps. For whatever reason. Wait, how do we get a PvP tier reward from not even playing PvP? I guess from checking our defend and it made our stats go up. But anyways, back to raids. How's the guild doing right now? We should be pretty low given that we barely did any yet. Yeah, hopefully it's just today. Because sometimes they change it multiple times throughout a week. When they do it like that. There we go. Okay, we are lower down in the guild. That would make sense. And I believe the requirement for the guild is to get to 15,000. Which should be pretty easy to do. Just buying to tier 3, I think, gets to like 20,000, assuming you don't lose a single one. What do we take here? We'll grab that, get a Mang down. The most useless currency in the game. There might be one more useless than it. I'm trying to think. But yeah, it's pretty far down there. Treasure maps and how useless it is. Okay, we have no alignment. I might just go down the Bloodhammer route just so we have Doomstorm. And if it backfires, it backfires. The only problem is we could lose like so ridiculously hard to it if we if it does. But it would definitely speed this up. Okay, we have alignment. Oh, I don't have Mang down yet though. Let's just hope he doesn't undo our alignment. I'll take that down. Grab the other one. Get the thing right there. Grab a thing on that and then get it killed. Yeah, theoretically, it's actually a little bit above 15,000 on each person in order to get all rewards completed. Though around 15,000 on each will generally do it. Because obviously there'll be people who do more than 15,000 if your requirement's 15,000. Because by default, everyone would have to do slightly more than 15,000 to get 15,000. Hello, Maradin. Also, of course, that's just the minimum, and it's not like the maximum that we're expecting. I think we might need to lower down the tower minimums, though. I think we currently have tower minimums on 200. Which I believe is pushing it a little bit for that game mode. Compared to how we have the minimum for a couple of the others. I think tower minimum should be like 150. I need to double check on the next invasion week what it comes out to. But if anyone's still interested in joining the guild, we do still have 14 spots left. A great time, especially if you were planning on bringing multiple people. What do we take? I know some people like to move in groups, like with family or whoever else they might play with. Oh, pet is active? Then why didn't the game let me know pet is active? I'll go double check what it is. Let's get our Mang down. Oh yeah, I still didn't switch that to Bloodhammer. Probably should. We'll go for blue, I guess. Grab that. Do we have alignment? That should. Okay, we got it. We won. That should chain into everything else. And he's dead. There we go. I know it's our turn. Potential with Creshound and Delve? Yes. It could theoretically be used for Delves. You would have to use it with a really good blue troop. For example, you could end up using it with Iron Gut. You could end up using it with... I'm trying to think of like a blue upscaling troop. I would say Tesla, but the fact that it also tiers armor is slightly counterproductive to Tesla. But it would theoretically work with Tesla. What's a good blue upscaling troop that isn't Tesla or Iron Gut? Because whatever that is probably what it'd be used with. I need to figure that out for the video later. I have most of the teams already made, as you can see from down here. Haven't done the video thingy yet. I also haven't made Hound teams yet. I think I made teams for literally everything. Made like 3 Stormcaller teams. I made like 3 Delve teams. But, or Raid teams I meant to say. But, I still haven't made any of the Hound teams yet. Also, as far as what some of these teams are. Let's see. We have the one I'm using, though I should also probably show the Bloodhammer version of it. The cheaper version of it. That'll probably be the Bloodhammer version of it. I think I have nothing there. Yeah, I have nothing there currently. This is also probably nothing. Yeah, that one's also nothing. That'll be one of the Hound teams. And then there's the 3... Oh, I just clicked on the same team twice. And then there's the 3 classes for this Friday. This is the team I'll be using. Nimbus Bow with the new hero class, Queen Zachi, Teloka, and Harpy Mage. The cheaper version for if you do not have that weapon is Dawnbringer with triple Teloka. And if you don't have Dawnbringer, the option is Mountain Crusher, triple Queen Zachi. And those are like the 3 things you could run for that. And yeah, I still haven't made the Hound teams yet. Haven't really tested them too much yet. He doesn't seem like he has a decent amount of potential. I don't think he's going to be particularly broken. But he's going to be used for an upscaling blue mana generator. So the main things that would be useful for are, if we go through Iron Gut, obviously, even Iron Gut plus Apothecary feeds into both of them, which would be really good for that combo. Could theoretically be good with Aquaticus, since it's really blue dependent. Would be decent with Azura, since they both have stat reduction. Very rarely would you use it with it, but it would be good with Captain Skullbeard. Too bad you can't use it on Blue Guild War. It is a brown-yellow, so can't really. Technically, it'd be good with Crimson Bat plus Draculus. I wouldn't really bother using it with it, though. It would be good in Justice Team. It'd actually be really good with Justice Team. If you're doing something like a hero in first slot, Creshound, Justice, and Queen Mab, something like that. Would end up working out pretty well. I'm trying to think of like Delve options for it. It would be okay with Corvash. It would obviously be really good with Iron Gut, just because it feeds right back into him. You'd basically just focus all the halves on their first slot and just devour the other 3. And just use it as a mana generator option. And it would not only help it with a +1 brown, but also all the blue that it generates. Would be good with Ice Goblin, just because it can keep spamming. Oh, Truffle! Oh. It would actually be really good with Truffle. Actually, it'd be so good with Truffle. It could be a Farce Troll alternative. Hold up. What typing is it? I didn't think of that. Truffle. Ooh. Hold up. Which one of these haven't I used yet? What was its color again? Or I know what its color is. What is its typing again? I don't think its typing works, though. I don't think it counts as elemental. So that'd be insanely good if it did. What's its name again? Chris. I think you spell it like that. No, it's a Construct Beast. Well, you can half mana Beasts, but it wouldn't really be useful on this team. So it looks like you would have to run it without the half mana. I guess it's a Farce Troll alternative, if nothing else. Unless you could replace out one of these, because Brown feeds into it. Brown does feed right into it. Plus you have a little bit of extra. Plus has more tankability. Well, kind of. Farce Troll has 33% reduction, but has Entangle. So it really just depends. Because this is pretty much as consistent as Farce Troll. Well, you know what? Actually, this wouldn't work as well. Never mind. Because it creates blue. which is neither of the two colors that it creates. But it's still an alternative for it, if nothing else. I'm trying to think of like what the absolute best thing to use with it then is. At the moment, it kind of seems like Tesla. Like if you were just to build any PvP team out of it, seems like Tesla's almost the best way to go. We got down to Iron Gut or so. Actually, we got down to Truffle. So King Truffle would be good with it. Iron Gut would be good with it. Megavore, kind of. Too bad they're not both beasts. Actually, if anything, I should just be looking up like blue beasts and just try building a team out of that. No, probably wouldn't be worth it. But it would get some kind of synergy. Like Merlion could theoretically be used with it. Loco probably wouldn't even be that bad either. And it's getting a hero class this weekend, so even more synergy. Wayne's probably a waste to use it with, compared to other options. Yeah, there's Toloka, that would be okay with it. Not too many others. Oh wait, wasn't this a beast? Oh! You could use Turtle Cannon and then go like a beast team with it and have both blue and green generation. I'm not sure if there's anything that currently exists that would be really good with that. But like Turtle Cannon, Crystal Hound, Forest Guardian, and one other option would kind of work. I'll keep that here. You know what? That actually sounds decent enough to make a team out of, even if it's not the most optimal. The theme of the team seems nice. And then I guess you build like a Tesla team out of it. Forest Guardian, and what color are we still not using? Blue, red, or purple, red. Is there a good purple, red thing that is a beast? Sunbird! Let's see. Wolf Garrick. No. Poor guy. You're so useless. That's unfortunate. Sunbird's like our best option. Like Asp is good, but it's not really good later in the game. Oh no, that doesn't seem too high or too solid of a team. I know, we would need another thing that would use both those two colors. I guess it technically doesn't have to be a beast. What's a good, a green, yellow, red. Does that exist? A good green, or blue, green, red, I mean. No, that does not exist. There is no good blue, green, red. It's not in the context of this team. How about purple then? Nope. Why is it every single time I need like a triple color for something, no good options for it exist? I guess we could theoretically go with that. But, because that's what both the manas feed into. I guess that would kind of work. Except that doesn't get to start with half mana, plus it uses no hero. This doesn't seem like the greatest. But probably just building it around Tesla might be our best bet. Oh, also, I still need to go do this pet. Let me go do this. I believe we have it maxed. Let's see why we wouldn't. What system is this on? I'm currently playing it on the PC version on Steam. However, this game is on Steam, all mobile versions, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So it's on everything, for everything that's modern. Okay, let me go switch this over to different hero class so we can go level something. Let's just go level some more priests, I guess. Actually, you know what? I still need to get this leveled for Guild Wars next week. Let me go switch to Course here. Still need to get that to level 100 before next Guild War. Salty should stop reading chat like Tacet does. Sorry. The thing is, I like go and answer one question or one thought, and then I focus completely on that one thought, and then I like don't look at chat the entire time. Sorry about that. Let me see. Hello, King Rich. Hello, Murden. Let's see. Yeah, I was reading all the way back at Marabarashi's question on potential with Krishound and Delves, and then I went on a whole tangent that just finished like moments ago. What's the guild name? Dragon's Peak. It did let you know Let's see. Oh, yeah, we still have plenty of time for this pet. It's not gonna go away too quick. Still has like 45 minutes. Did you miss Tacet's event team? No, we'll be using it more. We'll be going over it again in a second. Also, the video for will be up in a little bit, but of course we'll be messing around with it more on stream as soon as we finish out this pet. No upscale blue except for Iron Gut. No, there's still Tesla. Tesla upscales too. But yeah, those are the only two that can do it indefinitely. And technically Truffle Team, but it doesn't work as good for Truffle compared to Forest Troll. There's no point in really using it for that, since there's already something better. Unless you somehow don't have Forest Troll, in which case you could just use that. Let's see. What isn't good with Truffle? I know, that's kind of a point too. A lot of stuff is good with Truffle. There are still teams that you can make that are bad with Truffle. But Truffle does work into almost every team. As long as it has a brown on your team, you'll be fine. Otherwise, you have nothing to use all those browns for. Let's see. Stone Slicer, yes. Stone Slicer is highly advised to get from Soulforge. There's actually several weapons within the Soulforge this week. And of all of them, Stone Slicer is probably the most relevant. And the main reason for that is you can run it with Stone Slicer into triple Gargoyle. One other thing that you can actually do now too is you can do Stone Slicer into double Gargoyle into the new troop that just came out, the Crystal Hound, or the Krish Hound, however you say it. But it synergizes into that team pretty well. Not perfectly. It would synergize a bit better if it created browns, but still helps. Let's see. You made a killer dwarf skull spam team for raids? Yeah, you can end up using a lot of really big heavy dwarves. You can use Bloodhammer, you can use Glaceon, you can use obviously the raid troop. There's another dwarf that ends up creating 7 Doom Skulls, so I don't really think that one's worth using. But there's definitely plenty of Doom Skull options out of the kingdom. That is for sure. And it doesn't even have a faction yet, and once it does, it'll probably have even more Doom Skull options. It is the Doom Skull Kingdom, after all. That is the kingdom that ends up introducing Doom Skull mechanic, which is why there's so many within the kingdom that do Doom Skull. Yeah, the blue Doom Blade's available this week too. They're both really high priority to craft. Have I invested money in this game at all? Yes. I've spent about $250 on this account over the course of about 5 years. And I spent $70 on the Switch account. Mostly just to get it started. From when we were messing around with it. I don't play the Switch account much these days though. But we had a lot of fun when it launched. For the first few months. Particularly the first month. There's no way to get full mana on that, so let's go grab that. Get a red over, destroy all the things. Is it worth it to spend money on this game? The biggest, or the best value that any one purchase has is the Death Knight armor. And if you're planning on playing this game for like hundreds of hours, I would consider it worth it. It saves you a lot of time over the course of playing it for a long duration of time. But Death Knight armor is $50. However, it's basically like the buy option for the game, or you essentially consider it as such, because it saves you from having to spend 1,000 gems on Dragon armor plus Celestial armor. Gives you a bunch of keys to kind of get started with, and it has the highest bonus of any armor, which will just help you progress throughout the game. And it gets you, you get it immediately rather than having to wait. It also gives you, I believe, like 200 gems or something. It's a little bit pricey, but it's basically the buy option for the game. Quite a few free-to-play games have something like that, where you can kind of just make one purchase, and then that's the only purchase you ever really need to make for the most part. And that's essentially Gems of War's version of such. That would also give you free scouting, because if you spend $30 or more on the game, it gives you free scouting. which is pretty convenient. It's definitely not needed though, but it helps. You can still scout even without it. It's just you have to spend 50 gold each time, which isn't really that big a deal. The biggest deal with not having free scouting is it wastes like a second or two when you want to go and check it. Because it has to load it, because it's not preloaded. Well, generally you mostly only use the... There's really only 3 armors that tend to get used. The 500 gem Celestial armor, the 500 gem Dragon armor, and Death Knight. Death Knight's does cost money though. But those are basically the only 3 armors that are really used. Of the 250 armors, they're somewhat okay, but you don't normally use them too often. There's 2 of them in particular that are actually somewhat decent in a way. But generally they're not used compared to the other options. And those 2 are the Spider Armor. The Spider Armor 250 gem armor has the highest amount of stat gains while having a 0% EXP bonus. This is somewhat good in that you can keep your level lower longer, which is good for early game because you don't really want to overly level as it keeps PvP and stuff like that easier. In the current state of the game, it's not as important to maintain a lower level. However, it is still the best armor for doing that. And other than that, if you're playing 100% free-to-play and never spending money on the game, technically the best EXP armor in the game is Lion Armor, which has 75% EXP gain. For whatever reason, they do not have a 500 gem armor that gives 100% EXP. The only thing that has that is Death Knight armor. But for free-to-play, technically Lion Armor is the highest of the EXP armors. So technically some of the 250 gem armors are worth it. And some people just get the armors simply for cosmetic purposes, so they can dress up their hero in the armor. But really, there's just those are the only 3 armors that I ever needed. Either Dragon Armor plus Celestial Armor, or Death Knight Armor. Either one of those 2 combos. And then you pretty much never need any other armor, unless you just want it for cosmetic purposes. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for raids. Go back to raids. Now that we finished out the pet, just want to get that down before I forget. Also, let me go before I forget. Put Bloodhammer back in this team. Let me see how it is with Bloodhammer. That's not how you spell blood. There we go. A little bit weird running it that way, because now we need to go change our banner again. Let's see, now that we're not using yellow, what's a good minus yellow banner that feeds into us? Perfect. +2 brown, +1 purple. We'll work with that. I wonder if I ditch Mang. You probably still need it for the higher skull damage. It just feels weird blocking Bloodhammer that hard. But if nothing else, we're using him for his final ability. I forgot, that was one of the reasons why I opted not to use Bloodhammer. But I guess you do have Enchant, so he does autofill after time. I think we just wait till we have the full combo and then just kind of go from there. Actually, we'll throw Mang preemptively. We're just going to get him up off of passively over time. Maybe I shouldn't do it that way, because it could take him a while to get started if we do that every single time. I'm going to go do this to get our blood, to get our Doom Skulls rolling. Yep, and all it does is feed him. As long as we have alignment here, though, we won. And we won. There we go. And it's over. Well, generally get Dragon Armor before Celestial Armor, if you're doing it that way. Because 100% gold bonus is better than 100% soul bonus. You always need more gold, whereas you're not always necessarily going to need more souls. In the current state of the game, you eventually reach a point where you no longer really need souls. However, there's currently no point within the game where you're never going to need gold. Gold is always needed in this game. However, souls are not always needed once you get past a certain threshold. After your first, like, 6 million souls or so, you never really need souls again. Which is a lot of souls. Actually, it's probably more like 7 million these days. Actually, forget the exact amount. But after a certain point, you don't really need souls anymore. Whereas you can get 1 billion gold and still need gold. They're Valraven. Yeah, that reminds me, we'll need to deal with those Raven Towers again next invasion. Something that we haven't really needed to deal with much in the past. We've only had 1 event with it so far. Wasn't too annoying having to deal with them, though. I haven't seen a single one teleport away, so didn't have that issue yet. Okay, we actually got an extra turn off of that, and hopefully this will just kill off a random cascade, and we got it. Oh yeah, that reminded me of something earlier. With all of the Warcraft 3 HD remake talk. I kind of didn't really think of it at the time. But that means I'm probably going to get into MOBAs again. Because if Warcraft 3 HD remake is a thing, that means Dota 1 or Dota 3, whatever it ends up getting called. Dota 1 Reforged. But essentially, Dota 1 will be a thing again. And I will probably start playing it again. Because Dota 1 is an insanely good game. Honestly, I would almost say it's better than Dota 2. In my personal opinion. That might just be the nostalgia speaking, though. But it was a really solid game. Within a game. It was quite literally a game within a game. That then became a different game. Called Dota 2. Oh, to grab here. I wish I had a convert for that. Glaceon, where's your mana? I'll move that over for now. Get a Mang down, go from there. Actually, let me take some reds. I keep wanting to get this up a little bit quicker, and that will help do so. Come on, this board is so perfect for Glaceon. Get mana already. 2 more turns. 1 more turn. He's going to ruin all the alignment by the time we have full mana. He already has. Yep. Now we don't have alignment anymore. I think I still go for it, though. Actually, let's go Bloodhammer. Do that. Get over mana off of that. Do it again. Dead. But so far, we haven't backfired. Oh, never mind. We didn't win yet. Now we won. So far, it hasn't backfired yet. Do I have a condition for redeem code? Probably once we run out of sigils, because we're definitely going to run out of sigils today. I was going to say, wait, we just got a vault key? Duh. We get a vault key every single time. Let's go grab that. Useless orange, of course. And the useless green that it comes with as well. Okay, we'll probably give out redeem code once we run out of sigils. You have 800 plus hours played and you still haven't bought Death Knight. Well, there are some people that like playing free to play. But if you're like spending money on the game and haven't gotten Death Knight, you really should. It's like the one purchase you should get if you're about to going to spend money on this game. Because long term, it has the absolute best value of any purchase within the entire game. What do we grab here? I don't need another Mang. I'm pretty sure we could get away with 1 Mang every time. Let's go for the extra turn ability there. And just Bloodhammer him, and he's pretty much dead. And dead. You have trouble leveling up your Sloss to 20? Wait, the what? Do you get the stones for them to level them up? I'm not sure what you mean by Sloss. How to level up your, I'm not sure what you're trying to say with that. Do you mean troops? As far as where to find the stones, if you're talking about traits, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to refer to with that. But, I'm not sure what you're trying to refer to. But as far as trait stones, whenever you need to trade a troop, which I can't actually show because I believe I have everything in the entire game traded. But if you click on any of them, it'll show you where they're located. Yeah, I already have everything traded, so I can't show it that way. However, you can find wherever trait stones reside. Well, if you're trying to trade something, you simply click on it, and then it'll bring up a menu. But you can also just do it from this menu. So, for example, if you need, like, green, yellow, arcane, it shows you the locations where you can get that. Or if you need brown, green, or anything like that, it just shows you the locations. And then if you click on it, it just brings you to that location, and then you just explore in that location. And if you can't explore there yet, just complete the kingdom and then explore there. And that's the easiest way of getting the specific trait stones. Oh, as far as your troops, you need to ascend them first to Mythic, and then you can level them to 20. The easiest way to do that is just to get more keys, and the easiest way to get more keys is just to try to get into a better guild. And there's a few other things you could be doing throughout the week to be getting more keys, like getting to 1.9k in PvP rating, making sure you do whatever the raid or whatever the guild-related event is, which is what we're doing right now, raids. And stuff like that would generally give you more keys. The more keys you get, the more drops you'll have to get more troops. And the more troops you get, the more sooner you'll be able to ascend them. And when you ascend them, you'll be able to level them to 20 or closer to 20. Do we have a Glaceon? No, we do not. I think we still cast it, because why not? I need to stop doing that soon, because that's going to start instantly dying if we keep doing it like that. We'll take a Brown for now. We are using Titan after all. So we can just tank it. Is that alignment? No. Is that alignment? Still no. Alright, we'll take that down. Grab herself a extra turn over there. Glaceon, not worth it. This, not worth it. Bloodhammer, not worth it. Can we get alignment for anything? Okay, I'm just going to go for it and hope it doesn't backfire. We'll do that one. And we should have a follow-up now. Yes, and he's super dead. And it's still our turn. A little late to start getting it looping. Well, generally, the biggest issue early on with starting free-to-play is just starting to get, like, a standard amount of troops and trying to get yourself into a better guild. Once you get into a better guild, it becomes pretty easy because you get a lot of resources for free once you start getting into better guilds. The only really hard part is the initial grind, but everything beyond that, everything beyond, like, several months of playing the game, almost all accounts look exactly the same or really, really similar. Because once you get yourself into a better guild, you start progressing very quick. Like half a year of being in a decent guild, you'll pretty much just look like any other account that's been going for a while. You might still lack several mythics and stuff and a couple upgrades here and there, but at that point you pretty much have most of the progress. Let's see. What else do we need to grab? Well, normally to get the full amount of progress in this game, you do want to make sure you have a guild with 30 members, which is something my guild hasn't had for the last couple weeks. But generally, you want to have a guild with 30 members, ideally. Because even if they're just semi-active, you're still getting a lot more contributions compared to if you were to have a smaller guild. Even a smaller guild that's completely active, like we've been lately, doesn't do as much as a 30-member guild would. Yeah, there's quite a few things to learn within this game. It started out like really, really simple back when it launched, and then it got increasingly more complicated. Until it became what it is today. I definitely don't mind it though. I actually like the complexity of it. What do we go for here? Take that for now. Get our double kill. Oh good, we actually randomly got an extra turn somewhere. Grab that. More skull will kill, probably off the Glaceon. I was gonna say, how is that not aligned? Luckily we have one in the corner there. Changed into everything else. Okay, I'm gonna skip that skull, even though he's gonna hit us with the full thing. Grab herself the brown. We'll take that over for now. How many more tiers do you need to purchase to get to 15,000? Generally, tier 3 is all you need, assuming you don't lose any and you keep moving forward the entire time. Well, you can't not move forward in this game mode. But, yeah, tier 3 is all you should need. Assuming you can get 100% win rate. I believe even tier 2 could theoretically do it, but you normally want to go to tier 3 just to get the weapon. Because even right now, without even using all of our battles, we're at, what, like 4,370, and it just keeps going up and up. And by the time we finish all of our battles right now, we're going to be already at, like, at something like, I want to say 8,000 or so. And then, of course, we still get the other 3 battles per day for the other 6 days, plus the Val Ravens on top of that. Yeah, tier 3, I believe, reaches around, I want to say 18,000? I'm not actually sure where it reaches if you use literally every battle and you don't lose any. Yeah, you have all week. It's not like you have to get it done literally today. There's still 6 more days of the event. It's relatively easy to reach that requirement. You can almost do it with the free battles. But most people obviously buy up to a round weapon or so. Or at least up to the raid troop, which is 2 tiers, if I'm not mistaken. For pretty much every event you want to, at least later in the game, for every single event, you ideally want to buy at minimum up to wherever the weapon is. Because he saves you diamonds. Which means you could put those diamonds to crafting weapons you don't have or mythics. Is that not aligned? No, it is not. Then we might as well just take skulls then. How's nothing aligned? I guess I still go for it. I just hope it changed nicely. Or never mind, I don't even need to worry about that. I forgot we could just double tap it. Hello, Mason. What an introduction. Being a new player, the only looping team that you have is the Gobtruffle team. Well, that's good. That should be all you really need then. Gobtruffle can run through a lot of things. Is there another looping team for newer players? No. Actually, there's not a single thing in the entire game that loops as good as Truffle does. So you're pretty much already what you need. But the closest thing that you can kind of get away with, though it's not a perfect loop. There's a lot of stuff that isn't perfect loop. Truffle's about the only thing that actually is a near perfect loop. But some close things in early game are like Valkyrie Justice can loop decently. Like any of the convert troops into the Guardian troop is a decent loop. It's not a perfect loop, but it tends to work pretty well. And both those two things are super easy to obtain. The Guardian troops, you can obtain simply by going and opening seal keys. You can just get them from opening some seals. You could probably have all of them within your first week or two of playing. And Valkyrie is just a rare. To be able to get that combo is pretty cheap. And to get it for the yellow version is pretty cheap too. You just need Alchemist, which is also a rare, and the Humility. And stuff like those kind of combos, pretty decent for early game. They're not the best loops in the game, but they're ridiculously easy to obtain. Oh, what a grab. Bloodhammer and he's dead. Yeah, Gobtruffle is currently the best infinite in the game. If you currently have Forest Troll, double Gobtruffle, and Hero set to pretty much anything, though ideally to Warden level 70 or Titan level 100. But with that team, you can run through pretty much the entire game. Literally anywhere where you can run that, it will win. The only thing it really loses to occasionally is freeze teams and a couple other things, but it can win through pretty much any battle you ever need to do once you have it. It's not the hardest of things to get. Forest Troll, if you don't currently have it, you can get off of Glory, Gem, or Guild Keys. And you can also try to find it occasionally on the Summoning Stone every single week. The ones that are underneath Soulforge. There's occasionally an epic that you'll have a 1 in 8 chance of getting if you open those. It's not something I normally go over too often, but you can get a bunch of various epics through there. The other thing is the 2 truffles. While they are legendaries, which would normally be a little bit harder to obtain, they're a legendary that's from a faction. So all you have to do is get a couple thousand Chaos Shards, throw them on Amithrax Purtles, and you would end up getting it within those 1,000 most likely. Ideally within 1,000, though it could take a few thousand. And other than that, then you just need Hero. And that's all you need then. Like Hero with, you can run it as cheaply as Hero with Chugger's Heart, which is a weapon you get for free after getting a certain amount of brown and blue Hero Mastery. Hero class does need a little bit of leveling, though. Warden 70 or Titan 100. However, Titan 100 is good to have regardless, so you should be working towards that if you haven't already been. Titan level 100 is technically the only hero class you would ever need throughout the entirety of the game. Actually, even on my Nintendo Switch account is quite literally the only hero class I ever leveled. There are a few that are better than it in certain situations. However, overall, Titan is the best hero class in the game. It is the most versatile, and it runs for pretty much everything. Even if it's not necessarily the absolute most optimal for something. Though it is pretty optimal for most teams. and it is most optimal for Truffle, aside from Warden. It depends on the context. In a PvP context, Titan is better than Warden for a Truffle team. But in, let's say, like a Delve context, Warden is better than Titan for a Delve team. Or for a Truffle Delve team, I mean. Hopefully this doesn't backfire. There's no extra turn on it. Oh, we triple skulled. Oh, that didn't backfire. Actually immediately win with a quad kill. I wish there was a good 4x construct team. There's a lot of good 3x construct teams. The biggest issue is there's no hero class with there's no half mana start for constructs, and there's no hero class for constructs yet. I'm pretty sure that's the only construct on this team though. Is the or never mind, none of them. But the troop that ended up coming into the game, the Hound, is pretty good on construct teams, particularly with Slicer, Double Gargoyle, and the Hound. Is you can run that for Delves. Probably one of the better options that it has. Enemies go for that, and he's dead. Hellcat Alchemist loop is pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of loops that you can do with double converters as well. There's Alchemist, Hellcat, Green Seer, Giant Spider, and I think there's a few others. I can't think of all the ones there were. They're normally not used too often in later game, just because it makes the team relatively flimsy, and there's plenty of other things that can do similar these days. But yeah, in early game, there's quite a few double combos they can do with that. Alchemist Moneylender is the other pretty big one. That was the one I was trying to think of. And there's a few others as well. Right, there we go. 4 more battles, because we're probably going to get one more Valraven. Have you been playing Dragon Quest Builders too? Yeah, that seemed like an interesting game. I didn't end up getting it though. There's so many other games I was playing at the time that I didn't really. And I still have so many games now that I'll be playing into the future that I won't really be. Still finishing out 3 houses, or Fire Emblem 3 houses. I'm gonna be playing the HD remake of Puzzle Quest 1 quite a bit in the near future. And soon after that, we're probably gonna have Warcraft 3 coming out. And I have more time. I have more playtime in that game than probably any other game. Like, it's up there with RuneScape and Gems of War, as far as how much playtime I have in that game. I'm actually really, really hyped for the HD remake. And I've never actually streamed it on the channel. As far as the base game, I'm not like the most amazing at the base game, but I was decently good at Dota 1, and which should be making a comeback in Warcraft 3's HD remake, as well as a few other game modes that are probably going to just get transferred over, because it's using a similar editor. It's getting updated though to be a bit more modernized, but the editor for the game should still be able to transfer over the old maps most likely from Warcraft 3, the non-HD version of it. I really hope they call it Dota 3. I'm not sure what they're gonna call it, but that'd be pretty funny if they just call it Dota 3. Because there's a good possibility people from Dota 2 will just go back to Dota 1 at that point. And it might even kill off Dota 2, which would be amazing. I'd be perfectly fine if that happens. But that would hurt Steam a lot if it did happen, though. Pretty sure that's like one of the games that is still keeping Steam afloat. Other than because they don't really make games anymore, like compared to like to how they used to, because they haven't needed to because of games like Dota 2. But if they lose a lot of player base to Dota 1's HD remake, then yeah, no one would be paying for cosmetics anymore on their game. Yeah, Salty should be starting soon. Actually, she should be. Oh, wow. It's already been that long? Wow, the stream just flew by. Well, I did say we'd hand out a code as soon as we get to that point, so let me go hand out a code. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because we will probably wrap up soon. Though maybe she won't be. Maybe she'll have the dreaded Windows 10 update that I had to do. In which case, she might not even be streaming tonight. Because that update takes forever. Did anyone else have an absurdly long update today for Windows 10? Because I know sometimes it's like delayed. But, I don't know. It took like 3.5 hours. It even said something like I was running on like the 2018 version of it or something. It's like threw me off for a second because I've gotten Windows updates before since then. But anyways, guys, there is the redeem code right over there. Use it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. What's this one team that you're showing real here? Right, we'll go mess with it real quick. Just see what it is at least and comment on it. Hey, you never update Windows. I normally do just because I feel like it lags more if you don't. Like just my connection in general. So I normally update it. Let me go see what this one team is real quick. I don't need that team anymore. Why can I not paste this team? I have everything on it. That's strange. Why you no paste? I'm not missing a single thing from that team. But yeah, that was the team I was referring to earlier. Stone Slicer, Chrishound, and Double Gargoyle. I mentioned that earlier to stream. But, yeah, this is what you would run for Delves. Not sure why it's not pasting it, but I know what the team is. I'll probably be putting it in. It might be doing it with a slightly different banner, though. I don't think you need that much purple. You'd more likely want to feed into the gargoyles rather than into the weapon, because the excess blue that you're going to be getting off the weapon is going to be enough. So you don't really need blue or purple. You'd probably set the banner to more of a brown-red or a red-brown. Probably a red-brown, just so you have +2 red, +2 brown, because you have +1 brown off of the Hound already. But yeah, it's something I'll probably be messing around with on Delves tomorrow if we can actually use it for it. What is tomorrow? Sea of Sorrows? Sea of Sorrows is red-blue restriction. You cannot run it for tomorrow. That's unfortunate. I still want to mention it as a team, though, even though we can't run it tomorrow. But yeah, we'll probably run it for the following Delve. What's the Delve after that? It's Primal Rift, which is purple and green. No, 2 weeks in a row you won't be able to run it. I'll still make mention of it, though. But, because it'll be a really good Delve option. Unfortunately, the upcoming Delves will not be able to use that combo. But everything's available for it this week. You can craft this, the Slicer in Soulforge, and you can get the Hound through Glory, and you can get the Gargoyles just by, you know, just throwing shards at Hall of Guardians. It'll be a pretty easy thing to end up getting. Yeah, that's likely going to be like the new Gargoyle meta, quote unquote. Instead of using like double Gargoyle with Gimlet, it's going to be Slicer with double Gargoyle on the Hound, possibly even the Hound up front. I haven't tested it both ways yet, but yeah, that'll probably be the new version of it. I did run Slicer triple Gargoyle some, but it was just better with Gimlet. But now that we have a better troop that's kind of like that with the Hound, we'll be able to use that with it, and it will work out quite nicely. The only issue is we don't have a hero class that half mana starts the constructs. We have one for mechs, but no longer are mechs and constructs the same thing ever since a patch like 2 years ago. Let's see. You know where it does work? Like half the factions in the game it works for, like a third of them, maybe even a little bit more than a third. But it works for a good number of factions, just not the few that are coming up. You could theoretically run it for some PvP, though it wouldn't be as good. Though for an early game option, it's decent because it doesn't use anything above epic rarity. But it's mostly just going to be used for Delves on Tuesday events. I'm not sure what the full list of Delves that can run it are, but you have to have access to any combination of... well, you have to be able to use a brown-red troop while being able to use a brown-yellow troop. So any kingdom that has a brown, or any faction that has a brown usage would work, as well as if they don't have brown, any faction that also has yellow plus red would also work. But those are the two combinations that would work. Any Delve that has brown or any Delve that has yellow-red would run that as the strongest team for the free battles up to about 100. It would work out really nicely, which would be any of the Tuesday events, like tomorrow and stuff like that. Though you can't use it tomorrow because of the color restriction. But yeah, any kingdom that uses brown will allow it. Wait, hold up. If CSR is brown... Hold up. It might not be blue-red. It might be brown-blue. I forgot. Isn't Sea of Sorrows brown-blue? I always call it like blue-red. No, it isn't. It's actually brown-blue. Never mind. We can run it for tomorrow then. My bad. Yeah, we can run it for tomorrow's faction. Because it's brown-blue restriction, not blue-red. I'm not sure why I thought it was blue-red. But yeah, it has brown, so we can run it tomorrow. So that's what we'll run tomorrow then. Anyways, guys, I'll catch all of you later. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch all of you later. Oh yeah, let me go post Salty stream before I do. For any of you that want to go catch Salty stream, she is streaming probably right now. Let's go get the link for her. And here it goes. Go. There is the link. We can pause that so it doesn't make noise. And there it goes. Go. Anyways, we'll be back here tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be streaming more raids tomorrow night here on YouTube, as well as doing the construct team for Sea of Sorrows, since it'll be able to work. It's basically the old version of the team with Slicer Triple Gargoyle, except we use the new Hound with it, and it makes it a lot better doing so, instead of using the Gimlet version of it. So we'll see how that pans out tomorrow, and go from there. Anyways, catch all of you later, and have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone! Oh, and the event video will be up sometime within the next several hours, once it gets recorded and gets out and gets uploaded and everything. I'll catch all of you later. Goodbye, everyone!